Are you ready to feel like it's Friday every day? I'm Mark Labriola II, and this is the Friday Habit. We interview experts to learn how to bring excitement, possibility, and sweet, sweet relief into every single day, no matter what day it is. If you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, or agency leader, get ready to grow your business, lead with purpose, and build a life you love. Welcome to the Friday Habit. That's right. We're living every day like it's Friday here on the Friday Habit. Welcome back to another wonderful episode where we talk business, we talk relationships, life, all the good things. Ben is not with us today. He's traveling the world, and I'm not sure where he is. I know he was going to Asia sometime soon, so he's not here. But today we have a great guest on our show. I'm thrilled to have Justin Bookey on the show. He's an Emmy-nominated content creator, strategist, and global table tennis competitor who's worked with top-tier companies like Disney, Sony, and Honda. He's also the author of Ping Pong Leadership, 18 Principles to Succeed at Any Table in Business, Sports, and Life. Justin's unique perspective fuses his experience as a competitive ping pong player with actionable leadership strategies. Get ready to learn how the game of ping pong can inspire you to level up your leadership, business, and life. Justin, welcome to the Friday Habit.
Thank you, Mark. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So, ping pong, huh?
Ping pong.
You got your ping pong paddles behind you. If you're just listening to this
That one right
on
here.
YouTube, you can watch the show. Do you still get some games in from time to time? Or you got a table in your basement and you're just like crushing anybody who comes over to the house?
I actually have a table in my home office, a little cramped, but it's enough to practice against my robot, which keeps me in shape.
There's table tennis robots?
Yeah. It's basically a ball feeder, but it's highly programmable. So it goes up to 80 miles per hour, 100 shots per minute.
Can it put spin on the ball and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. You can program different levels of top spin, side spin, underspin, different placements on the table, different patterns to replicate actual match play. It's pretty amazing.
That is pretty amazing. We've been thinking about getting into table tennis. I feel like it's one of those things like pool tables and ping pong tables are those things that you dread to have to move someday when you're like leaving your home and it's like you just sell it with the house. Like, just keep the ping pong table or the pool table. I've been telling my wife, but she's like, the kids, like especially I have a junior in high school, and whenever he has his buddies over, we have a foosball table and they play that, and we have an air hockey table. But I'm thinking, I bet if we had a ping pong table down there, they would like go for it, you know?
Yeah. It can morph into beer pong, so that's a whole different thing.
Well, then we got to be cautious about that, you know?
Yeah. But I agree, man. In fact, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
When we moved into a new house when I was 6 years old, there was a table in the rec room basement because they didn't want to hassle moving probably. But thankfully, it was there because that's kind of the start for me.
Was that really where it started? Like you picked it up and started playing at that young of an age?
Yeah. I mean, I could barely see over the table, but I was fascinated because we moved into this house and there's this table. I remember vaguely. It's like, hey, Mom and Dad, why does that table have a stripe down the middle? That's funny. And there's a net on it. And they were both pretty good players in their day. And they're like, really? We'll show you what this table's all about. And then they were really patient. They played with me and my 3 older sisters. And that's kind of the start for me.
Yeah, that's cool. And then, Forrest Gump gave it that big boost of promotion in the 90s with him going to China to like save the world through ping pong.
Ping pong diplomacy.
That's right, yeah. And then at what point did you think when you were younger, like, hey, I'm going to go make a living playing ping pong? Did you ever get to make a living playing ping pong? Or has it always been something that you've kind of done on the side and then through that have started to develop, your book and all that other kind of stuff?
Yeah, recently it's dovetailed with my professional side, but I never technically made a living, especially in America. There's no real way to make a living.
The sponsorships are bleak.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I have friends from Belarus and Germany and Sweden, and they have serious leagues over there. France, Russia, Eastern Europe. until last year, there wasn't even a pro league in America, and there's no semi-pro
Really?
leagues, and yeah, it's kind of
I didn't
sad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And then now pickleball's coming on the scene and stealing all the attention from ping pong.
it's a
So it's
big
like,
deal, pickleball.
you know,
Yeah, but eventually
I feel
that
like I
might
see that
channel some
everywhere.
people over to ping pong, just because I think there's a lot of late in life athletes who really get reignited into their sport. Like, wow, I
Hmm.
can play again, and they can pick up pickleball pretty easily. There
Right.
are some injuries when you're 70 or
Yeah.
60 or 50 and you got the joints and the knees and the shoulders. That can be hard running around on concrete. And so ping pong, I mean, that's a 24/7 sport indoors generally. And it's a
Yeah.
smaller table and you can play really low key or high key, So I
Yeah.
think that might just benefit from the pickleball.
Good hand-eye coordination, the reflexes, like all that kind of stuff. It's probably good for your brain,
Oh, hey, they call it chess at
for
80
sure.
miles an hour because you are rapidly making strategic tactical decisions, one, two, three strokes
Yeah.
ahead. And yet the ball's
Right.
going up to 80 miles an hour. So you don't have a lot of time. So it's very good for your
That's
brain.
interesting. I've never thought about it like that, because as you're kind of playing, right, you hit it over the table, then you're thinking, okay, it's going to come back at me and I'm going to hit it like this at another, or you probably, as you're playing, you're starting to like get a sense of the other person's style and their defense and offense and things like that. And so then you start thinking about, okay, how am I going to get this person off their heels? I've seen those clips on YouTube where the guys are like 5 feet from the table and they're just like going nuts, and it's pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. And 10 feet, 15 feet back occasionally if you're very defensive chopping. And oh,
Really?
yeah. And when you're talking about strategy, man, it goes deep. You know your own strengths, you know your opponent's strengths, hopefully, and you'll find them out quickly as you're playing. And so you are planning not just placement, but speed and depth and amount of spin. And if I do a deep side top spin to his backhand, it's probably coming back, say, to my mid forehand. So I'm rotating my shoulders, preparing for that return even before it comes. And so it looks like I have cat-like reflexes, but really half of it is just anticipation. And then, yeah, so you're constantly adjusting. And yeah, that's why some of the drills we do, we call them third ball attack or fifth ball attack, meaning first ball is the serve, then you get the return,
Okay.
number two, and then your third ball is your put away shot, maybe. Or sometimes it takes 2 or 3 shots to set up the finish. So then it's a fifth ball attack. So yeah,
Wow, that's
it gets
cool.
pretty deep.
That's, so, I mean, what inspired you to connect the worlds of ping pong and leadership? And like, how did you realize the game, held so many lessons for success?
It took me a while because when I was growing up, it was just a really fun game that I could play and excel at. And I was a shrimpy kid. I got pushed around a little bit in school.
Your backpack was bigger than you.
Absolutely. So football and basketball were kind of out of the question, but so I did soccer and track and stuff, but ping pong always stuck with me. And then I actually realized I could beat up on some of the, like these bullies on the football team by playing ping pong. And they actually, surprisingly, gave me some respect in return. And I wasn't even expecting that. That was just kind of icing on the cake, But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was just a really satisfying sport for me. And I pursued it from an early age, playing with adult leagues and trying to up my game whenever possible. It was always separate, though, from my career. As I went through college, I had to really just kind of prioritize learning and classwork and
Yeah,
stuff
making money.
and making money. And so, but I always kind of kept table tennis on the side because it was just my outlet. And, law school, no time for much at all except for law. But I was lucky in that as my involvement progressed, I was able to study under some of the best table tennis leaders in the world, like literally world champions, Olympians,
Yeah,
national
I
champions.
heard. When I was reading your bio, I was like, dang, like you hung with some like pretty cool people.
Yeah,
in
amazing.
the table tennis space. I mean, how did that even first happen? Like, how do you even approach somebody or try to build a relationship with somebody who you, as a ping pong player, look at as like, oh, this is a rock star in our space?
Luckily for me, these people are very approachable. There's remarkably little attitude in the game of table tennis. It's not like, I imagine if you go to like, what is it, Rucker Park in New York to play basketball, there's a
Right.
bit of bravado. You better bring some
Right.
serious
Oh
A
yeah.
game
It's
or
like it's a street baller.
yeah.
Like, you have a reputation in the neighborhood or
Yeah,
whatever like
they're
that
not even
is.
going to
Yeah.
bother talking to you. Or I mean, there's surf spots near me, like Topanga, where their notorious localism is rampant.
Yep.
They will trash your car if you park in one of the wrong spots next to the stairs. So
Point Break all over again.
seriously, yeah. But that doesn't really happen in table tennis, thankfully. So I was able to approach these people, and I got to know them. And of course, the more you play and embed yourself in any community, the more you gain trust, and then hopefully deeper trust, but also admiration and connection. And then you're let in even further into the fold. And so when I moved to LA in the 90s, I found now my lifetime coach, Wei Wang, who was a former Olympian, former number 5 in China, national champion here in singles and doubles. She's amazing. And so people like that, they teach you more than just, okay, here's how you step into a quick backhand flip with lots of topspin. Yes, she teaches you all this in technique and footwork, but she teaches you deeper. I mean, when you get the success levels that she has, you need to be like a guru and live and breathe and meditate this stuff. Like she asks
Yeah.
us questions. Where are you comfortable standing at the table? How comfortable are you in this stature? How comfortable are you in life being this type of winner or loser? When you win, are you going to be ready for the next step? And then what's going to make you comfortable or uncomfortable? So, I mean, they're really deep philosophical questions. And so I felt so lucky to be able to study and train with people like her. I still do. I mean, I'm warming up for the U.S. Open in Vegas right now,
Okay.
in December. But equally, I was really fortunate in my business career. I was able to work with some really inspiring, insightful leaders on that side, like the CEO of X Prize, Peter Diamandis. I was at X Prize for a while. Or I got to work with, Paul Jacobs, the Qualcomm CEO, or Nolan Bushnell. I learned a lot from. He founded Atari and Chuck E. Cheese. And so these people, I learned that when they encountered obstacles and when they made these great leaps forward in their careers and their projects, and they had setbacks and they overcame them, they were using so much of the same principles that my other world leaders in table tennis were using. So there's a huge overlap in what it takes to succeed at any table in life, as I put it.
Right.
And that's the subtitle of the book.
Right.
And so, fast forward, pandemic rolls around. I had a little more time to reflect, working from home a lot. So I thought, I'm just going to crystallize all these principles that I've learned, and they're swirling around my head for so many years. I'm going to crystallize them into some Pong Principles, as I call them. And so there's 18 Pong Principles in the book. And they are meant to illuminate and hopefully inspire anyone who thinks of themselves as a leader to reach success on many different levels.
Yeah. So what do you think out of the 18 principles, what do you think you see out of those principles make the biggest difference in leadership outcomes?
It's a tough question because it's so contextual. It depends. Like, you could be a leader and run your own food truck, or you could be a leader and be a CFO of a Fortune 50 company. And anything in between. And so obviously it just depends on which challenge you're facing, but okay. But so that's a weasel answer. There are a few principles that tend to rise to the top in terms of what people ask me about the most and what I tend to see as the most common. So I could mention something like embrace your quirks, Pong principle number 10. And that is, we all are carrying around things that inside we may be a little embarrassed about, or we feel like it's a limitation, or it's a shortcoming, or it's something, I wish I would have studied that more. I wish I would have explored this more. I have this deficiency. My walk is funny. My talk is funny, whatever. My hair is funny, anything, right?
Or maybe it's just your style. Maybe you just get drawn to Big white glasses.
Exactly, the big white
You know,
glasses. I mean, some people would see that as a huge detriment.
My wife, sometimes whenever we go somewhere and I find a shirt that I'm like, oh, I like that shirt. She's like, that is ridiculous. I'm like, that means it's a good shirt.
There you go. There you go. Right, what's the saying? We all have style. It's just a matter of finding it, right? But
Yeah, exactly.
there you go. So some people would see that as a huge impediment, but you're like, no, these big white glasses, this is me, and this is my bold statement of the world. This is who I am. Once you own that and you leverage it to your advantage, sky's the limit. And so there's 18 chapters, 18 Pong Principles. Each principle highlights one really inspiring leader who exemplifies this principle. So for that chapter, I interviewed Valerie Kondos Field, she was voted the Pac-12 or Pac-10 at that time conference coach of the century. 7 national championships with UCLA women's gymnastics. And you might have seen some of those viral videos of some of her amazing women gymnasts doing incredible stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
and she's an amazing person, obviously well accomplished. Here's the thing. She had never done a day of gymnastics in her life when she took that job. She is not a gymnast. She came up through the ballerina and dance world. And so she had this huge hollow feeling. Obviously, she's accomplished and she's dynamic and she's confident, but she took this job as assistant coach initially at UCLA. And I don't think they'd ever won a national championship. And she thought, okay, I can help out a little bit. I have some flair. And she was helping with floor exercise a little bit because, it's movement, it's dance. And then she got the head coaching job. And there was kind of outcry across the country in these small circles, like, what are you doing? This is UCLA. She's a ballerina.
Right.
And so she tried to be the coach, like, go big or go home, and tried to borrow other styles. Wasn't working. Finally, she says, you know what? I know dance. I know connecting with an audience. I know connecting with judges. I know how important it is to walk out on the floor from the get-go with intention and boldness and flair. And so she instilled those values in the girls on the team, and always smile, eye contact. And so that raised the bar, no pun intended. It raised the level of their performance at UCLA. And 7 national championships later, she proved her point.
Yeah. Yeah. I think embracing your personal quirks can seem kind of counterintuitive, especially in a professional setting.
Yes.
So it's like trying to find that balance between, being authentic and being effective too,
Oh yeah. I mean, I know personally, I was working at these large digital agencies, like these 10,000, 50,000 person global agencies in the 2000s. And I love to, I was doing serious content strategy, digital strategy work. We also had a softball league, and we all played in. And we used to kind of tell funny stories if something happened at the game, and then we'd come back to the office. We'd all be laughing about it, but no one else knew. Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys had fun. On Monday, we'd be talking about the Sunday follies. And so I started just saying, oh, you guys got to check this out. I'd do these little recap stories, and I'd make fun of people, give them funny nicknames, and start sending that out around the office. And I thought, I don't know if this is breaking decorum, because it's a pretty serious place. And these are really kind of edgy stories and really pushing but it turns out people really started to really enjoy it and demand it. Oh, where's the write-up on Monday morning? I got a great hit. I want to hear about it. And my funny hat. And then it bloomed. And then pretty soon we were actually basing a little bit of our client work on that kind of attitude of the writing. And it got my name really disseminated throughout the office. So pretty soon I was assigned bigger and bigger creative tasks based on that.
Yeah.
And that was just
cool. Yeah.
Authentic, quirky little thing that I was initially a little embarrassed about, like, ooh, this is a little edgy and it's weird humor.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's how, I feel like for me, that is one thing that helped me be successful in any job that I ever worked. It was like, I really didn't care what people thought about me. And I always would I kind of was always positive, and I was trying to see the world through the glasses half full always, so it's like I'd get into the elevator and be like, oh, people would be complaining it's too hot or it's too cold or it's too windy, and I'm just like, oh, it's so like great. I love when it's cold because then I can wear sweaters and they're thinning, or like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Monday. It's like, oh yeah, but it's the beginning of the week. There's like so much possibility. You never know what's going to happen. And it's funny because a lot of times people just be like, oh, you're being annoying. But then, because of that, it started to allow me to gain favor with people and help me kind of grow in the corporate setting because I was just different from everybody else,
Yeah. And it sounds like you let it go too. You weren't trying to constrict it and hold it in too tightly.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought, well, I'm just going to be myself and you can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And, worked out for me. So,
And you know what? The people who leave it generally aren't, in my experience, they're not the change makers.
right.
Because they tend to be a little more negative and closed-minded. The takers, oh, I'll take
exactly.
it. They're the ones, yeah, bring it on. I like this refreshing jolt that Mark brings, right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So what, so as you were kind of putting these together, I'm sure there's got to be more than 18 principles, but it was kind of like you were trying to distill all these down. And it seems like there's an element too of sometimes there's internal problems that you can solve instead of trying to get an external solution. It's like you got to do some inward work. And so, like, how do you recognize the distinction, in real time?
Well, I mean, you just hit on Pong Principle number 12. Don't try to solve an internal problem with an external solution. That is a soul-searching issue. That is where there's a lot of window dressing we try to put up that we think we're solving a problem, but we're not. Like, oh, I just got to get more sleep, then I'll be more focused at work. Well, maybe your brain is not the right type to be doing that job. You're not focusing because deep inside, you don't want to focus on this. You're not a data scientist. You're a UX person, or you're a graphic designer, or you're a writer, or you're procrastinating because of this. It's not because something else. Anyway, so it's definitely that we mistakenly convince ourselves that we have 7 different little problems that might be related to, oh, I just need to get a better way to go to work. I just need a better laptop. And it's really one big, fat, underlying, nasty problem that we don't want to address, and we're pretending not to know, but we do know. It's in there. I talked to Shelley Paxton, and she was the former CMO for Harley Davidson, and she was having it. I mean, high flying life, traveling around the world, living in China, doing major global brand work, great meals, cool clothes. And she was miserable and stressed a lot of the time. And she thought, oh, I just need a change of venue. I'm going to go work in Turkey now, or I'll go to New York now, whatever. And it was just deep, deep down, she wasn't living anything close to the life she wanted to lead. But she didn't admit that to herself. She kept using external benchmarks. Yeah. And so she wasn't solving the internal problem until the internal, literally, she had like a gut issue that it erupted, and she had like to spend months in a Chicago hospital with a strange bacterial infection, and her body defenses just shut down, and she finally emerged from that thinking, okay, this is enough. And then she started really realizing the real internal issue. Yeah.
Yeah. So then what do you think? I mean, seeing, talking with people and building relationships and learning so much, what do you say as far as what are some of the things that you can do to kind of do some of that internal work, or like find it quicker, cut it to the chase?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's about just pulling that magnifying glass out of your pocket that you're pretending you don't even have, because we all have the ability to see into our own inclinations and our own spirit and our own talents, but they've been so buried often that we are unwilling to uncover them and show them to the world. Either it's fear, or someone is telling us, nah, you're not going to be good at that, or a bad experience at a previous job, or something you really loved to do as a kid, but you were told, oh, skateboarding is just, it's a little child's thing. put that away now. You know, you're 10 now. You got to learn to read and write. And it's mostly hooligans who are skateboarding. And yet you could probably, I mean, if you're really devoted and smart and have any business inclination, you could build a career in skateboarding. I mean, it could be retail, it could be advertising, it could be a lot of parts. Build a skate park,
Right.
whatever. Be a promoter. So a lot of times the clues are all there, but you have to really be willing to open your eyes and see, okay, what have I done in the past that's given me really good feedback, a really good feeling? I've gotten some awards or at least some validation, but I buried it maybe. Again, it could be a hobby. It could be that one side project from 10 years ago you did at work that everyone really loved, but it didn't get validated by client work, or it wasn't rubber stamped by management. And everything else you're doing is just leading down this dreary funnel of, okay, I should be doing this. Yeah, I'll just keep doing law because my dad was a lawyer and I'm an okay lawyer. So I'll just keep doing it. It's secure. You know? But the clues are there.
What principle do you think impacted you the most, or like made the biggest difference in your own life and career?
I mean, every one of these came from my own personal deep experience. So they've all affected me in some way. But one that comes up with me a lot would be, okay, that's tough. One would, because they all do. I'm just scanning in my head.
No, I get it. It's like they stack on top of each other.
They're so interrelated. Okay. What's your ready position? Pong principle number 6. There's so many times in my life where I've had opportunity and I didn't even realize it until years later, or maybe 5 minutes later. Like, oh my God, that was a heaven-sent opportunity and I wasn't ready for it. And
I should have bought that Bitcoin.
Yes, that's right. And someone was, you know, do you want me to show you how to buy Bitcoin? I'm playing around with it. Just give me $100 and we'll play around. You know, and if I had known, if I was ready, like even more aware, like 12, 13 years ago, like, oh, okay, sure, here's $100. Let's just play around. Yeah. I mean, anyway.
Let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about it.
It's at $93,000 right now.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So.
The ready position.
Yes. Well, okay. Every chapter is 2 parts. It's in the game and in leadership. So ready position in the game means you're ready to receive the serve. You're leaning forward on the balls of your feet. Your hand is more or less in the middle of your frame of vision, so you can quickly go right or left, backhand, forehand. And you're angled at the table a certain way if you're a right-hander versus left-hander. And then part of your stroke, though, is to execute the stroke well and then immediately reset. It's like, it's not just in and out, it's a circle. And then you're immediately reset and rebalanced for the next ball coming back very quickly, okay? So this ready position has to be instinctive. You can't think about it. Transfer to career. In our skill sets, in our relationships, in our jobs, in our aspirations, there's always going to be an optimal ready position, but it's hard to teach necessarily. You can't prescribe it, in other words, because we all have different skills and orientations. So all of our ready positions are going to be a little different. I happen to be a close to the table attacker from both sides. I don't mind the heat of the fire, very fast. The ball's coming faster. Every 6 inches you step back, you have a lot more time relatively. But I don't mind being close just because, getting back to embrace your quirks, I grew up in a crowded rec room playing where I didn't have a lot of room to back up, or else I'd break my elbow hitting the piano right there. And so that transferred to my modern game. And so if someone is a power player and I say, okay, here's the ready position. You want to be about 18 to 24 inches behind the table, get low. And they're like, whoa, okay, that won't give me enough time to wind up and do my power strokes. So, okay, you should be another foot back, let's say. Oh, and whatever, you have a stronger backhand. So your shoulders should not be the same orientation as mine if I'm more forehand oriented, right? So I can't just tell someone without knowing. I can't write a book with a diagram. Here's your ready position, right?
Right.
Now there are best practices, of course. You don't want to stand straight up with your knees locked, but you get the picture. career-wise, if you're a graphic artist, your ready position these days is probably going to involve some awareness of AI. Now, you may specialize in handcrafted wooden sculptures. Okay, maybe there's still ways to incorporate AI into visioning and concepting and relating to your clients and building your email list, whatever. There's always some way you could adapt and be ready. And lawyers too, there's always ready position. You have to be apprised of the latest case law and trends in your industry, but also client relations and what's going on within your own firm. So it has to be very well practiced, though. It has to be part of your routine. Because if you think about it too much consciously, you're just using up brain power that should be devoted to higher level operations, right? Because if there's a fast serve coming in that's left topspin, and I'm worried about, oh, what's my ready position again for this? It's just got to be reflex, because I also have to think about what's the best shot against that, and what's the best shot against this particular opponent who doesn't like short drop shots. I have to be thinking, okay, do a short drop shot right now. That's what I got to be thinking. Not, oh, well, am I in ready position?
Right. Yeah. So what are you doing nowadays as far as, are you still practicing law or?
No, I transitioned a while ago into the web world and digital content. I just found that more satisfying and creative. Fulfilling, absolutely. It was a step down in salary, but it was very fulfilling, and I'm glad I did. It was a step up in lifestyle.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. And so then what kind of content, like, is it mainly just like speaking and promoting the book and things like that? Or like what are some of the stuff that you're doing, day to day as far as like growing your business and
I worked with these large digital agencies, brand strategy, content strategy for many years.
Yeah.
And I peeled off and did my own little consultancy. And now I'm trying to, I still do some, but I'm kind of clearing the desk and focusing more on the table tennis. And the book just came out this year, and I'm doing the circuit, and I'm going to be speaking about it and just doing more awareness promotion of that, and then workshops and so forth. So I've been spending a lot of time that. I also run a nonprofit called Pong Fit, and that promotes fitness of mind and body and community through ping pong. So that keeps me busy, and that's just really satisfying to work with seniors and kids and give them free equipment and tables and do exhibitions. That's really fun.
That's awesome. Do you raise money for that, or how do you grow that part of the
we have modest fundraisers, we have donations, and our three primary audiences are seniors, corporate, and youth. So for seniors and youth, we do charity work. We give them equipment and exhibitions and have parties and stuff. And then corporate, the middle band, that's revenue generating, where we'll do a party or a training series or a tournament it could be a car dealership, it could be a law firm, any business. And then they will support us that way with funds. So that's another way we get revenue. And then also I still play table tennis, not as much as I used to, but I always.
Are you like a shark? You like go somewhere dressed up all nerdy, and then it's like, I bet you $100, double or nothing.
I haven't really done that.
Color of money, like you're out there just scamming people.
Yeah, not really. I mean, after the first game, it seems like it would kind of it would be out of the bag, and I have met guys like, oh, I wish I knew you were in college in Oklahoma. We would have made mint,
Yeah.
But no, it keeps me busy enough. I used to play more, but when I'm ramping up to a big tournament, like I still play the two majors in the U.S., which is the U.S. National Championships and then the U.S. Open, and some regional ones. For at least a month before that, I'm really playing more like I used to, like 3, 4, 5 times a week. So that takes some time too.
Yeah. Do those pay?
Well, there is prize money a little bit. It might cover a Southwest flight to Vegas. I mean, at the very top, I don't play the top open division. Well, first of all, I'm like in my 50s too, but I'm not Olympics level. So I play what I would call semi-pro. then there is prize money, and I've won some very modest prize money over the years, but it's not something I could stake a career on.
Right. Yeah. You can't support your family
Yeah.
on it.
But I'm mostly proud of like the very few medals that I've been able to win at the U.S. Open and the U.S. Nationals, because it just, in order to get that far in these events, you have to play over your level. And so it just, everything has to come together, including luck, because it's about matchups.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I mean, like just a few years back, my most recent one was just a few years ago, I got a bronze in a pretty high level category. Yeah. And I met the ultimate gold medal winner in the semifinals, and it was a really close match. I think I was up 7-5 in the fifth, and it's the best of 5.
Okay.
And only playing to 11 points. And his coach called a timeout, and he made the most minor of adjustments. And I felt I had momentum. It's like, okay, I'm up 7-5, and he came back to win that. And it's like, okay, well, and he went on to win the gold. And I figured, okay, you know what? If I had met him if he was on the other side of the bracket, I may have made it to the gold medal match, and maybe he would have lost in his semi and I could have gotten gold. At the same time, maybe I would have met him in like the second round,
right?
And he would have knocked me out really early. So you just never know.
Yeah. Do you have any other hobbies or anything you're into other than table tennis?
I used to. Before I had kids, I mean, I would surf and play ultimate frisbee and do some beach volleyball and go hiking a lot and do a lot of photography and video editing. I like a lot of things. Then I consciously decided I better choose, once the kids came around, I'm going to choose one outdoor hobby and one indoor hobby. And unfortunately, that's kind of all I have time for. And of course,
what's the outdoor hobby?
That turned into, I guess I cheated a little bit, but mostly at the time it was surfing, and it kind of morphed into hiking because that was easier with kids. I could actually hike with our kids. Yeah. And then indoor one, I guess, the outdoor one was table tennis too, because I had to leave the house.
Oh, okay.
And then, even though it was indoor, and then indoor was like photography and videography.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. That's awesome. What are any of your kids showing any interest in ping pong? Like, any of them like the next world champion?
Well, I tried to raise them to be ping pong literate, so they wouldn't be embarrassed if their friends wanted to play with them. And the thing is, because it was daddy's sport, they wouldn't I think they went to find their own path, which is cool. I mean, like my eldest son was an amazing soccer player. And then now he's into surfing. He's a really good surfer. So I think that's great. Nice. Those are both really cool sports. Yeah. I love soccer too. One of the ultimate team sports. That's the flow and the beauty. And then
my wife was a Division I soccer player in college. So,
okay. Awesome.
Yeah. And she wanted our kids to play college, but nobody ever gravitated towards it. So
there's something about that, right? It's like, well, that's your sport. No matter how cool it is, it's like, yeah. And then my youngest son, he's actually a really good rock climber and a really good ultimate player, Frisbee ultimate. So I think that's great too, because just watching them.
And it seems like stuff you can kind of do with them or support them in.
Yeah.
And, that's cool. That's really cool. Well, what do you think has been the biggest challenge as you've kind of done your own consultancies and, building your own business and all this other kind of things? What are some challenges that you think that you've come across or that you've experienced throughout the years?
Maybe that relates to Pong Principle number 4, which is be an elegant learner. I wasn't always an elegant learner. And I learned that term from Nolan Bushnell, who founded Atari. And that is, you really have to be open to all the amazing inputs that are right under your nose. Your colleagues, friends, family, ebooks lying around, blogs. I think I tend to be an independent thinker, and I've learned over the years to really rely on these amazing resources. But it took me a while because
did you feel like that you knew what was best, or like you kind of were always trying to follow your own gut and not get input from anybody else, or what do you? I mean, what
I
do you
think
think?
I a couple of times I got burnt because I trusted another, say, partner's or boss's advice or guidance. It's like, oh, okay, it goes against my gut, but you know best, and then it just
Yeah.
flopped. And so, oh, if I just stuck with my gut, that was like I felt that was a real learning experience. At the same time, yeah, I as a I was doing a lot of creative work, and it's hard to sometimes accept criticism about creative work.
Oh yeah, it just burns you up inside because you put your heart and soul into something, and you're like, yeah, this is really good. I like it. And then when it gets criticized,
Yeah, it's like,
it makes you feel
who are you to
insecure and
say?
like, oh, you suck. Yeah, exactly.
This is an elephant. It's not a zebra. Are you kidding me? Of course it's an elephant. Yeah. And so, but then you just you should learn, hopefully, to get some thick skin and realize they're coming from a good place. If the people you most trust and most admire and most connected with, they should be able to freely, I mean, they can be nice about it, but they should be
Yeah.
free to give you some critique of your work. And you should be free to accept it if you know what's good for you. And
Yeah.
so it's not always easy, but it's, I think that's critical. And so I've tried to always learn, or I've tried to always practice the art of elegant learning now, and just be open to really, really useful input from wherever it comes from. And often it's not from the role of, I'm the creative director, I will give you creative direction. Sometimes it's from the front desk person or the person watering the plants. I mean, it could come from anywhere. Oh, I like that. Have you ever thought about doing this? Like, oh, I haven't thought of that,
Yeah.
Now, you still need filters, of course, and you still need to
Yeah.
trust your guidance, your own inner compass. But yeah, be open to all the magic out there that's all around us.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, good food in the area of California that you're at.
Oh yeah. I mean, Mexican food, top, like the street
Okay.
carts, and oh yeah, good Asian. I mean, LA is a pretty cool
Yeah.
melting pot. There's an Ethiopian section. There's a Vietnamese section. Oh, we got great stuff. Maybe not it's not a hotbed for, say, barbecue. That would be,
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
but yeah, we're in good shape for
Nice.
food. How about you? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm here in Denver, and
Okay. Yeah.
so we're not known for food, but we do have good. Denver's large enough to have enough culture where we have a lot of good spots, but that's still small enough to where you can get around town pretty easy and make it to the mountains in like 30 minutes. It's
Oh,
pretty
that sounds
good, so.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've never been to Denver, but I've hear like most people are really healthy there for whatever reason. Is that a healthy?
Yeah, we're one of the healthy states in the nation. It's I think because a lot of people who live here want to do outdoor stuff, hiking, skiing, snowboarding.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of outdoor stuff to do here.
Oh, I'm sure. Amazing hikes, mountain opportunities, all the
Oh
snow
yeah,
sports.
you got to come out to Denver sometime. It's
Yeah,
it's
I
it's
would
beautiful.
like to. Absolutely.
So,
I mean, I'm from Seattle,
and
so I do appreciate a good mountain.
yeah, you get that Pacific Northwest. You got the oceans and the mountains.
Yeah.
Except for it can get pretty depressing. I was in Seattle once for like 2 weeks, and it was just drizzly and cloudy and rainy for like 2 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Only
like,
2 weeks.
man. Yeah. I'm like, I can see how you could get depressed being here.
Oh yeah.
We have more days of sunshine than Florida here, so
Oh wow.
it's pretty sunny. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
biking probably. Mountain
yeah.
biking.
Lots of biking.
Yeah.
Yeah, motorcycle, bikes,
Nice.
whatever it is.
Yeah, well, why do you think I
It's
went to
good.
college in San Diego? I went straight south from.
Yeah, it's like, all right, sunshine and surfing.
Yeah.
There we go, San Diego.
Yep. It's hard to have.
Yeah, what does your wife do?
She runs a small content and marketing research agency.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, we have a lot to talk about sometimes at the dinner table when we let ourselves talk work, because
Yeah.
our past work has had a lot of overlaps for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. How did you guys meet?
We actually met in grad school in Boston.
Okay.
I was doing a dual degree. I was getting my law degree, but also a master's in PR communication, and she was also
Yeah.
doing the master's in communication.
Okay.
And so we met in class. Yeah,
Boom. There you have it.
yeah.
How long you been married?
27 years.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so then what's the secret to long marriages? Like, working careers, having your own businesses. Like, how have you guys made it work when 51% of people fail?
Yeah, I'm still working on the secret. I don't think that, I mean, I hope we got 27 more. No, it's been great overall. Not perfect, because nothing's perfect. So
Right.
I guess it is a matter of treating it like a plant and not a sculpture. Meaning a sculpture comes to you and it's this beautifully crafted thing and you put it on a shelf and it's done and it's always going to be beautiful. A plant, if you just put it on the shelf and admire it, in a month, it's going to be brown and withering. So
You got to prune it. You got to water it.
yeah,
You got to make sure it gets in the sun.
Nice things for your anniversary and not forget until the next week. Did I just say that out loud? But yeah, so, some, what is the old joke? My wife really wanted to get a puppy during the pandemic. I did not want to get another dog. And so we went back and forth, and finally we compromised and we got a dog.
Nice.
So
Compromise. That's the
compromise
secret.
meaning, okay, honey. But no,
Yes, dear. Whatever you want.
but obviously it can't be that one-sided. So,
Happy wife, happy life.
yeah. Yeah. But I mean, nothing should be that one-sided, of course. I do have 3 older sisters, and I think that helped a lot in understanding at least
women.
3 types of women. And my mom. Okay, 4.
Yeah. Gave you an edge.
I'm still studying, man.
Yeah, it's a lifelong thing. I think that's the thing, right? Never quit learning.
Never quit learning. Be an elegant learner. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, hey, man, listen, thanks for coming on the show and chatting with us and sharing a little bit of your knowledge. And I encourage all of our listeners to grab your book and, connect with you. If people wanted to connect, what would be the best way to do that?
Yeah, just go to pingpongleadership.com. You can learn all about the book and my background, or just follow me on LinkedIn, Justin Bookey.
Okay, perfect. And we always like to leave everybody with something to start next week, right? Monday morning, they're going to get up and they're going to focus on how to spend some more time working on their business instead of in their business. Out of those 18 principles, what would you say would be like, hey, just start with this one?
Okay. Pong principle number 2, it's a rhythm game. We all do things with a rhythm. There's rhythm all around us, whether we realize it or not. So when you wake up, when you brush your teeth, when you eat, when you talk, when you walk, when you email, we all have our own rhythm. So be aware of your own rhythm and how it works the best, but also be aware of when to break it for your advantage.
Love it. All right, get into that rhythm.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks so much for listening to The Friday Habit. You can go to thefridayhabit.com and you can find show notes for this episode. You can also find links to our websites and ways to get in touch. And at the bottom of the page, you can download our guide to the Friday Habit system that'll show you how to set aside one full day each week to dedicate working on your business instead of always in your business. You can hit us up at hello@thefridayhabit.com, leave us a voice message of who we should talk to next or something that we should discuss on the show. And until next time, remember, live every day like it's Friday.